Happy New Year, everybody. It is January and I have decided to do something crazy or something a little different. So I've been redrafting my Monoliths series for quite a while. I was working on my third book the most recently. I also sent a bunch of stuff into a mentorship program, and I've been sending stuff to publishers for a long time for my main trilogy. And I got a little bit weary, a little bit fatigued, and I decided I'm gonna do something completely different in the new year. I'm going to challenge myself to write a smut novel in 1 month. A smut erotic novel. By the way, apologies that every time I film a clip, like with my phone when I'm talking, the audio is always really rubbish. I'm gonna be maybe working on that. We'll see. But yeah, I've decided to write a smut erotic novel. I had the idea for this novel back last summer, so for full disclosure, I'm not going in completely blind. I do have quite a few notes on this. I already know the location and the characters, and this is something I have always wanted to try. And specifically, I'm aware that a lot of smut writers and like Mills and Boon authors have a really low turnaround for when they have to write novels. So I thought I'd challenge myself with a similar time frame and see what I can come up with. Also, if it wasn't very painfully obvious from me saying smut novel like 5 times, obviously I may be talking about adult sexual topics in this video. I might not be sharing the scenes specifically, but I will be talking about what it is like to write smut and what I'm doing and documenting the entire process. So if, you know, discussions of mature topics and sexuality and eroticism and things like that are a little bit sensitive to you, or if you are a young person, then please skip this video and watch some of my other videos where I talk about my other series, which is more YA and more family friendly. The smut novel that I'm specifically writing is going to be a romantasy smut novel. Basically, romantasy is romantic fantasy. I've always been more of a fantasy author, so this feels right to me. I've made a little epilogue. That's right, this book is going to have an epilogue. So the book is what I could describe as cottagecore smut. It's a little bit like the story Legends and Lattes, but a lot smuttier. The main character is a kitchen witch, or a brownie, which is sort of like a fairy maid. And in folklore, they're supposed to look like a little hobgoblin men, but I made her a little bit cuter, like this picture here. That portrait is actually a picture of the main character, Glee, and in the first day or two I really planned out what the magic systems would be, because that's the kind of thing that's bitten me in the ass in the past when I've been writing novels. So I really organized like what the structure of the book was going to be and banged out the first couple of chapters. The main love interest is a sort of orcish barbarian and smith. He's not actually an orc, he's a creature that I've named a Fean, which is like a orc that can shapeshift. This is the type of thing that interests me. Made it to chapter 9! And it is the 6th today, so that's pretty good. Honestly, if you're like me and you're just one of the points of like what I do in all of my work is trying to get away from what's been going on in the last 20 years when it comes to romance and smut writing, because I am bored to tears of like extremely toxic, abusive and non-consensual situations being portrayed as like steamy and romantic. I'm bored of it and I disagree with it and I'm sick of it. And what I'm really trying to do is bring something into the world that is a lot more sex positive and wholesome. I want to create the most wholesome smut possible. And if that's something that you're interested in as well, and you want to see wholesome relationships that are also like really raunchy, then this is exactly what I'm trying to do. Guys, I am at the beyond the halfway point of the book now, somewhat, and now is the real home run, the home stretch of structuring the latter half of the book and setting up the ending, and I have very big piggy tails. So I'm really happy with my progress. It's only the 10th, which I think is quite impressive. Are you impressed with me, Brian?
Very impressive.
Aww. I have, it is the 12th today, and I have officially finished chapter 14 and some of the, I sort of have this like interconnecting section from that and the next section of the book, which I have also finished, and I have written, I'm on to like the full-on raunchy stuff now, which is, that's the fun bit, isn't it? That's what we're all here for. But today, on the 12th, I have decided to take a full break day, because I would start, like, all of the days of writing in a row had got me really worn out, like, so I'm just taking a break, reading my book, and just chilling out on this, what day is it even? Saturday? No, it's Tuesday. I've forgotten the days. So I'm just gonna chill today and have a little break. I'm going on an airplane today. I'm going to England, and this is the first time I've ever been on an airplane on my own in my whole life. I'm going to be seeing my friend Jay, and I've brought my writing materials with me. I'm on chapter 17. It is the 16th of January, and I'm going on holiday, so I probably won't get as much done while I'm on holiday, but I'm gonna bring you with me to the airport, and I'm nervous. I've always been a little bit afraid of flying, but you're all gonna be with me, and I'm gonna bring my writing materials, and hopefully we'll have a bit of fun. They're called Jungle Queen.
You're a jungle queen. Well, you're more like a sort of an Irish temperate rainforest queen.
Irish. Do these give Irish temperate rainforest theme, do you think?
Yeah, because they're witchy.
Yeah! Hi. So I forgot to bring a notepad to do some writing notes on. So I went through all the shops in the airport and I only found one notepad. And it looks like this. It does come with a pen though. So if you know what kind of book I'm writing, this is really funny. I want it to be known for the record that I did not write the really smutty stuff in public. I would not want someone to peek over my shoulder and read lines about being thrown on the kitchen counter by brawny arms and taken. I'm with Jay!
Awesome. Well, that was Junction. Way.
Woo! Aww, I feel a baby. How are you feeling, Jane? Why? So, today is the 18th. I did a little bit of work on chapter 17 last night, and my tattoo is under second skin right now, so it's looking darker than it actually is because the ink is like, you know, getting caught under the skin. But it's looking really good. I think I found it a little like, I'm still getting used to seeing it on my body, I guess is the way to say it. But it's a lovely candelabra, and I'll show you when it's like cleaned and everything. But yeah, I think I'm still working at chapter 17, and I still think I'm making some good progress because I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I was only meaning there to be 20 chapters or there and around 20 chapters long. So we're making progress, and it's starting to occur to me that I'm actually I'm actually like going to finish this book, which is crazy, and people are actually going to read it probably, which is also crazy. So I don't know, that's something about that. I'm starting to get really excited about the idea of getting to the climax of this story. And I'm still on holidays, so we're going to go out and see a witch's tree. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so without further ado, you can see my pile of clothes. We're gonna go out. My voice is a bit croaky as well, but that's fine. I finally finished chapter 18. I'm now working on chapter 19. I basically spent 3 days in a row writing a single sex scene. So that was interesting. I'm on chapter 20 now. I've been working on chapter 20 today, and it's going really well. I just sat and like I wrote 3 pages or 4 pages, but I literally have an ache in my eyes from looking at screens too much. Because obviously I've been like writing the past couple of days, so I just wanted to document that my eyes, I have a little eye ache. It's exciting. I am maybe on the second last chapter, which is really exciting. I'm hoping to finish that chapter today. It is chapter 22, I believe. Maybe chapter 21. But yeah, I'm so close. And so excited. Ignore my plates on the sink. It's chapter 21 called Depravity. It's quite a serious chapter actually. It's not as sexy as it sounds. Just this time round. I finished it. I actually finished it, and it is the 29th of January, so technically I finished it in 2 days before I had to have it finished, with 2 days to spare. Yes. I just typed the end, which is always such an extraordinary feeling. I feel very light right now. The Secrets of Sidus Manor is 23 chapters long. It is 169 pages. Yes, 69. 169. That was not intentional at all. And I think it's absolutely incredible. And it is 50,822 words. I am exceedingly proud of myself. It's such a lovely, nice, light feeling to know that it's in, that I finished it, that I can just relax for the next few days. Yeah, I wrote a smut novel, and technically it was slightly less than a month, which is amazing. A smut or erotic romance. I have done it. I did that. I will be coming back tomorrow or in a couple of days' time to talk about the experience as a whole, and all of that. So I will see you for the big rundown in the next clip. So because of the poor audio quality of my video clips, I decided to voice over some clips of footage from my garden, which really needs to be weeded, but whatever. But I do want it to be known that I did look really slay in my clips, even though the audio was bad. One thing that I want to make clear is that I really respect the erotic genre, and I've always wanted to do this. So I went into it with a lot of care and dedication to what I was writing. I wanted it to be something really special, and I think I did that, but I gave myself only a month, which is hard. That is not an easy thing to do. I wrote the sluttiest book possible.
Jesus is gonna cry when he reads this.
Anyway, as I was saying, it was not an easy thing to do. It took quite a big toll on my even physical well-being. I found myself feeling quite exhausted a lot of the time and pulling away from social events because I was working so hard. So there was definitely a great sense of accomplishment when I was finally able to put the quill down, so to speak. The latter half of the month really kicked my ass. I went into the whole experience with such forward momentum. I finished like 10 chapters in maybe 5 days or something crazy like that. That by the time I got to the middle of the month, I was really running out of steam, and I did it, but it was definitely a difficult process. Having said all of that, I had the most tremendous fun doing this. It was really great to be able to write something that is more tongue-in-cheek. My Monolith series definitely has funny characters and funny moments, but it is overall quite a serious trilogy. So being able to write something that is a lot more actively funny was really enjoyable. And as I said, I've always wanted to do something like this, but I was always scared of what certain people in my life might say or might think if I became a smut writer. That was the only thing really that ever stopped me from doing the things I wanted to do, is being afraid of judgment. So this experience overall has been really impactful and empowering to me, as not only a writer but as a person. I feel a lot more free in my art. I feel like I've taken the plunge now and I'm not ashamed of it anymore. Another funny thing is after there's 5 full sex scenes in this book, I believe, and they're all quite varied. And I found the more sex scenes I wrote, the less I laughed, the less I felt embarrassed. I just lost that sense of shame that most people feel when confronted with such strong sexuality. I also feel very happy with my characters and my world. With a lot of my other works, I took inspiration from folklore and inspiration from the sexy arms that the Uruk-hai have in Lord of the Rings. And I'm hoping to make the world a slightly better place with a wholesome porno. As for my future plans with this book, I'm going to be sending it to smut publishers this year. So for the foreseeable next few months, that's what I'm going to be doing. But I will update you guys on any future plans that I have. At the moment, it's a little vague, but I will certainly yeah, keep you guys informed. And would I write a smut novel again? Absolutely, I freaking would. I really enjoyed it. I found it really fun. It's definitely for me. And writing a novel in a month, though, I probably wouldn't do again. At least I would give myself like a month and a half. A month is such a short period of time. It really was quite brutal sometimes. Overall, thank you so much for being here with me on this crazy adventure while I wrote about orcs and fairies and kink and just and love and passion and magical baking. Another small thing I'd like to announce is I started a page on a website called Purely Human, which I'll be leaving in the description below. That website is basically a place for artists to share their work where there's absolutely no AI allowed. Some of the character art that I featured in this video will be in that website, so please check it out and have a great beginning of the spring.